I gotta be on my way, man. So look, do the rest of the car. This is part 3, I guess. I'm about to break this up. Them niggas ain't forget though. I'm over there. I forgot, literally. I'm over there playing cards, cooling. Feel what I'm saying? Playing my man B-Move, cars, and some other North Carolina niggas. That's where we was at. The, gang, but I ain't tripping. Yeah, and out the blue, while we playing cards, you know what I'm saying? You hear pop, 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 pop. I say, sheesh. Little niggas, like featherweight, probably like no bigger than 130, no bigger than 5'7". I say, yeah. I look. I said, oh shit. I'm trying to, do my thing and cool it after that. 2005. Once I see who it is. But I'm so intrigued by how they sound like they popping. I said, man, let me look again. You know what I'm saying? My man B-More had to chill me out. He like, man, don't even get them too much attention, bro. I said, you right, because that's what got them still trying to fight now a whole hour later when they friends and not forgetting just to call it quits. Like, nah, bro, we was yelling earlier. That shit wasn't about nothing. So on main time, so I said you got a lot of morals and integrity in there, man. It's just a lot of people, we living by statutes and codes, which hold us upon things that are frivolous most likely at the times. Like, traffic or stuff like that, which is not really violent crimes and not part of the real constitutional crimes. But here or there, neither here or there. The point is that they didn't forget because their egos and their hearts was drowned in ego. And ego is slaying us today, y'all. We're killing each other by the numbers and scared to die for the real cause. See what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. But ego and illusion had people feeling like they can't forget or not forget. I'm sorry, don't forget nobody. That's the problem with the European thing and the Caucasians. We ain't forget them, or we acting like we did, so we don't have to deal with it. But my point is that we don't forgive, and we dealing with all this emotional trauma that's creating these psychoses and got our ego off, got our balance off, got our heart off because it's emotional, got our minds off because the ego is the devil itself. It's a spirit. It is the devil, y'all. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all. I'm giving you lessons within lessons. I don't want to have to keep pointing them out. I want y'all to enjoy the story because I know y'all surface-based sometimes, and that's why you stimulated off the violence, but I want you to see the meshes within because that's the real data. That's the real gem. That's the pearl inside the clam's mouth. My point is that they boom, pat. That one ended because a nigga had him all the way up in the air about to slam him. Was like, oh, bro, we got concrete floors. We ain't about to do all that. So that's what I mean by morals and principles. Some people do got them, just like I said, wasn't nobody going to stop nothing unless it was like literally outrageous bullying or you messing around with an elder and, you know what I'm saying, you trying to bully an elder or something. But anyway, again, that's something else that happened, not just because of ego and that too. Let's add the other variability and the other variables, the fact that they kept playing with the temperature and it was already in the air of frustration, especially the circumstances that you in. And we not making no better, and they not making no better, turning their temperature up and down, us not having no awareness of forgetting where we at. You feel what I'm saying? Should have went past. Excuse me, y'all. Over here watching me. So, mental psychosis, man, from the simple things, like being in denial, which you don't need no medicine for, to more extreme things like schizophrenic or bipolar, which you do need medicine for. You know what I'm saying? And half the people that got that don't even still be on medicine. Or some people are just creating those type of characteristics right now as they go through more pressures in life. And suppression. And oppressing themselves. Or getting oppressed against, but suppressing themselves, which gets them into depressing. Oh man, do y'all see all this? And this is why we need rehabilitations, because none of these jails or other human penalties or civil penalties are solving, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to check the video, are solving the problem. None of them. None of them are solving the problem. You're adding more to the pressures. You're making people suppress themselves more by trying to act gangster. You're making people depressed more by not being able to have somebody to talk to and distancing them from the dysfunctional family they already got and not having no outlet or building networks and ties and bonds. Networks and ties and bonds because we're destroying their natural state of minds and functions with more propaganda and perpetuating more pain. We as a people shouldn't be allowing this, and they be complaining every time we see a crime or somebody kirking out. We wondering what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them? You know what's wrong with them. You know what's wrong. Have you not paid attention in your society? If you don't know what's wrong, then that means you're retarded. Excuse my language. You might be mentally handicapped. You might be missing it. Literally, what the word tard means. So don't take it in a bad way that I'm talking about any mentally challenged people. Those are literally two different people. But I had to say it because we're in a sensitive world. I had to say it like that and take it back a bit, mentally challenged. Or, again, you're worrying about the wrong things. This is why you say tardy, because you're missing it. Tardy means missing. You're missing it every time. So, and that's what we doing. That's what we doing. We pick racism. We pick individual black on black crime, and we pick streets, and we pick hoods, and we pick all except for the real problem, like red line and gentrification, which is all part of still one big problem: discrimination and defamation of the and denationalization of a people, the copper-colored people, Americans. It's sad. It's sad what we going through right now, bro. Sad, bro. Anyway, they got it over with. They end up talking and stuff. You know, they had to go talk it out. Seen them over there at the bunk talking it out. Woot to woot. Cuz had a little bruise on top of his eye, made a little cut on other cuz' eye. They talked it out though, got it over with. They was friends again, that's my point. Sometimes it be like that, I get it. But sometimes, even though it grow a closer bond, we can go without that momentary disdain that we grow for each other. Which that momentary disdain can turn into a long-term disdain if it was never fixed. And sometimes that happens to us, right? Then later on it can lead to murder, or later on it can just lead to a lack of network that we have now, or a lack of communication, or distrust like we have now between our people. Which means our people won't trust our people, or we won't come together and communicate and what? Conquer and overcome our endeavors. Like, again, having our nationalization recognized, and not just recognized by them, by the world, and then have our land protected and resources. That's to die for and to live for. But we can never get to those type of communications when we have riff-raff and battles with people, and we still owe people 187s, and we still sliding on different blocks. We can't. It ain't gonna happen right now. Unless I can see that again. Just like we all wear Jordans, even though the nigga that the person that you trying to go slide on down the street wearing Jordans too, but y'all don't like each other, unless we got that same type of code, and we like, it don't matter. It don't matter where he from, even though I'm in beef with such and such. It don't matter that they such and such. The fact that I'm autochthon, or I'm black and I'm proud, whatever y'all want to go with. We need to go with a nationality period. It's not black, because that still means Negro, as I'm telling y'all. But my point is, if we had that same attitude that we got with fashion, and we take it into our lifestyle, we're like, all right, but this is my lifestyle. I might got a such and such slide on my da-da-da, but I'm still going to stand on business when it comes to my community, filing petitions, getting cuz that didn't deserve to be locked up out of jail, helping put up money for buy this land so my whole community can move on this land, so we can live not just rent-free or work-free, because we're not lazy people, but we can live according to our lifestyle, which is by the land. You get me? Which is by the land. Excuse the pistachios. So with that being said is, Like right now, I'm doing their interests, which I could be working for my own people's interests. I got people around the way, my men around the way I grew up with, right? Why couldn't I work with them? Why wasn't I able to have one of them credit lines that the white people be having? Caucasians, I'm sorry to blame on them, or use them as an example because it seems like I'm creating hate or creating that disdain that we need to keep looking at Caucasians. It's not their problem no more. It's our problem now. The game is why do they get to have $800 credit scores at 18 and we still don't even know how to do authorized user? Does that make sense? We don't even know how to do authorized user yet. I had to ask my grandmother the other day. I said, girl, I'm trying to run up my credit real quick. Put me on the authorized user. She said, authorized user? Because at her time, I don't blame her, because at her time, what'd they do? They had us at segregation. They was teaching the Caucasians something different than what they was teaching us. Nowadays, they had a plan for everybody, make everybody dumb, and now they just got private school to teach them financial literacy and economics, while we fail and get taught how to be dumbed down and just trained to be workers and warehouse producers and middlemen. So the upper middlemen, which is the blue-collar crime people, can take advantage of the working middlemen, which means we just doing the middle work or doing all the versatile roles that we can be put in since we don't know the important jobs. You get me? Anyway, that was on the second one. The third one, man, it's all within before 2 weeks. The third incident was these bloods. 2 of them or 3 of them was part of the same set. No, 2 of them was part of the same set. The other 2 was part of different sets. But all 3 was all 4 together, right? But 3 of them was on the same side, and 1 of them was by itself. One big dude. So, long story short, the big dude, when they did the shakedown, he got sent down to the chute, to the hole for a couple of days. Now again, the place is small and they understand. So they had people coming in through the whole weekend and week. They had to open the chute up, again, because they're using these new people to go to the depopulation side or the isolation side. But they needed also to do punishment for as a whole for people. So they letting people get out the hole early because they don't have no other place to put the new people. Anyway. He gets sent down to the chute, to the isolation. They get sent back up from the hole or isolation or the chute, whatever way you want to call it. When he gets sent back up, of course somebody has his bunk. It happens to be this old head or elderly, hence why I was telling you earlier about picking on people, right? The elderly old. He's so old, the nigga be singing and shit because he on dope. And I guess he going through withdrawals, he be singing and shit. Niggas don't even want to tell him to shut the fuck. People don't even want to tell him to shut up because he's so old and it's like, yeah, he might shut up, but you don't want to feel like he bullying. Then if he don't shut up, then what you gonna do? You gonna beat him up? You're like, that ain't cool. So, the big dude comes back from the chute. He off bucks, goes to his old bunk. It was like, yeah, whoever this is, I need my bunk back. Straight up. Old head barely heard him, so he said it again. Old head walk over there. I don't know what old head told him. I don't know if he told him no or what. But the nigga grabbed his stuff grab his whole mat and all of that off the bunk and threw it on the floor. Give me that. Yeah, that way. I said, oh snap. Here you go again. Now he coming straight out the chute, the isolation, the hole, whatever you want to call it. So I know his mind gone, and I have to mention this is one of the people that I'm talking about that have a mental psychosis. And you can see it because his eyes blink every 2 seconds. And when he blink, his eyes are somewhere else over here, over there. Not that he's just thinking like a regular person and looking for his thoughts. His mind and his thoughts are everywhere. So you see him literally, when you see his eyes just going around and roaming around while he's talking to one person. like, oh man, but he a big dude, so he gotta be taken as a threat. See what I'm saying? But well be known, he has a whole mental challenge that needs to be attended to. Not by just medicine, by therapy and recognitions that he gets in another facility. He should not be in a regular facility with regular people. What? Come on, bro. Y'all, America, man, y'all gotta change this, bro, or stop complaining about this miscellaneous crime that's happening from car and the Kia boys down to the shootings when they get near you. And there's nowhere you can move and it's not gonna happen, because when the have-nots don't got it and they not have it, they come into the haves. So y'all can stop playing this game, because a person like me, I'm exposed all to all. And I'm gonna show you where the haves at and why the have-nots don't have it. And I'm gonna show us where the direct our anger at and where the war need to be at. Not because I'm disorderly, not because I'm trying to start no dysfunction, none of that. It's because I'm not gonna allow propaganda to destroy my people. I have a right to protect my people, to pursue the happiness and justice like everybody else. But we're not gonna be discriminalized or discriminated against, because it's literally the definition of discrimination: discriminate a whole nation and call us black or Negro, and then created some type of stint to the word black, or some type of bad or to the word dark. And now every time we sing, or every time we come up, or every time we go in stores and touch things, we got a certain stench to it, or a certain feeling, because we know what's said about us. That's harassment, that's discrimination, that's defamation of a character, especially in the corporate realm. Especially in the corporate realm. This is our class lawsuit, y'all. That's what I'm saying about communication. That should be the rumor. That should be going viral. How we got a class lawsuit that we all can sign and sue. That should have been sued since 1865, the first Civil War, and also after the Segregation Act was over with, and the schools was able to migrate and allow and admit that they was wrong for having it segregated in 15 or 68. All of that should have been lawsuitable. But that shows you that we're gone. Let me let you sick on that so you don't think I'm playing. Remember I told you 99% of America has a psychosis. Look it up, it's proven. I know all the 45 million of our people from all the stuff that they went through have psychosis. And if not, you definitely don't think clear-minded, because if you did, we would have been sued this United States corporation. It's not a secret, it's public. Again, I'm not gonna go too deep, because of some of the secrets or the stuff that is private will get this video blackballed, so let's keep it moving. Anyway, the big blood come back. He want his stuff back, he throws old head stuff. He knows he's wrong, because then everybody gets on his ass like, oh, bro, the whole tip, like, what you doing, bro? Like, that's wild, specifically these three other bloods that I'm talking about, which is two part of the same set, and the other one is part of another set, get on his ass. One of them actually is quiet. It's just two of them that's get on his ass, but the other one that's part of another set is tied in with him, and he ain't going for nothing. He just, like I said, you gotta watch the politics. He just quiet the whole time, but he ready to go. As soon as big man think he about to get his big man bullying on, or about to overrun something, he trying to go. He already been trying to. I can see it in his eye. He been trying to give it, because you didn't even know he was with it until the movement was about to go on. So this is how I know. Again, going back, rewind, gunshot means rewind, bop. So him and the dude, one of the dudes from another blood set, get into it, and basically, other dude, the big dude that started it and threw the other dude mat off, was already, again, it was like, man, what you want to go in the box? Other dude, say, which is more skinnier than the little dude and is more shorter, he said, man, I ain't scared of nothing, you know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't do woo. So nigga did, tying up his stuff with towels to make sure he fortify his fist. They're like, man, we can go with the whoop. And that's when, again, I see other cousin of blood set, but he from Florida. Then the other dude that's part of the same set, that's when they started to move. That's why I said, you gotta watch it. They ain't moved not one bit, not even when they was arguing, until cuz said, let's go to the box, because it looked like he was a threat. So, once they started to move, like I said, the big dude, the big blood, saying it, he say, oh, y'all was gonna jump me? See what I'm saying? That's that bitch ass. What? Try to laugh it off. Say, man, you know they go how I go with the whoop. So again, meanwhile, I'm doing me. I'm not, you don't just sit, this not high school, it's not little kids. We're not just, this is grown men. You're not just sitting there watching them argue the whole time. You're doing your thing while they do that. You know what I mean? You're just watching the flow of the, because just in case a dude wanted to get off on you while they pop off. This is how a riot started. Another dude might pop off on you, you know. Penitentiary rules, jail rules is in effect. Both. Y'all got to know that. So, while they doing them, I'm not watching the whole time. I'm watching me, doing me, looking at just in case a nigga thought since the beginning I wanted to get on DC or DMV ass. How they talking. That's how they call it. So, you know what I mean? I'm just... Anyway, it riles down. Like I said, dude got a mental psychosis. Niggas trying to rub it off and like whatever, bro. You was just tripping. He even know he wrong because the whole tig against like what you doing. Ain't nobody jump up for him. Even though the other bloods on the jump, ain't nobody was like, nah, y'all ain't gonna jump blood with the whoop because he wrong. So he started walking around and trying to laugh at all like, that's great, y'all gonna jump me though. And whoop whoop. And you know I'm too big for that. I ain't scared of y'all niggas though. Whoop. And then contemplating flipping the conversation like, yeah, and y'all see me as a nigga that he wanted stuff back. I didn't know it was old heads Matt. I didn't know that, man. You know, I go at anybody. I just wanted my stuff back, man. Woo. Okay, you sound reasonable. You sound like you would have went at anybody. Okay, cool. But now it's still up, because it's like, well, shit, if it was anybody, my man, the other blood that's taking up for old head saying, well, you ain't gonna bully nobody. You know what I'm saying? So even if it was somebody else, bro, you shouldn't have came back up here like that. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not with them. Had nothing to do with them. This is what I'm saying about our cause as a people. I like the fact that his reasonability, his reasoning cause outweighed and logically was more legitimate than other two cause. Other dude cause was just the fact that he didn't know who it was, so he wasn't trying to bully him, but he was gonna bully whoever it was or try to get over on whoever it was to get his bunk back. Which again, we get it, because now you're on man time, you ain't trying to target a certain person. But at the same time, you're not on man time for trying to bully somebody and not trying to come up with a reasonable way to either get a bump or work it out, because that got your bump now. So that's where the argument still was coming in at. And that's why I said, I get it. I'm for the cause. That's what my people got to get. Be for the cause. Don't need to be no hop on. You don't got to be no D-rider because of that. You are your own man who understand what cause you're going to ride for and what you not. And when you see the cause, you ride. When you don't, you coolin'. That's a man. You still a man. You're just not jumping on somebody else's ride. You're jumping on the cause. The cause is what you're standing on. You're not jumping on it, you're standing on it. You're holding that down. Basically what I'm saying is if Big Cuz came and tried to reason with me or try to get me on this like, hey man, you seen I ain't know that who I would say, yeah, that's good, you ain't know it was whoever, I'm glad you was a bullet. But why if that was me? Because I did just move to another bunk. Why if that was me that had your bunk? I'm not going like that, bro. And again, now you would have pulled me into an ego trip, because now as aware as I am, my ego still would have been like, well nigga, I can't let you punk me in front of everybody in here. I would love to come to a reasonable, not compromised compensation for both of us. Like if I can get another bunk since you was here first, whatever, or if you just take that other bunk and whoop, just so we can have it good. But we are both in the circumstance that we trying to get past. Ain't no thing, bro. We can always look at it like that. But see, the ego is a trip. Watch this trip. Watch this other field that we about to take down. This other loophole. This other world wormhole. This other spiraling down. Let's spiral down it. The ego say, well, yeah, I can't let you pump me. And it ain't going like that. And I ain't about to explain none of that now because I'm short-tempered. So the fact that is, just because you're not wrong about everything, you're wrong about one thing, was the fact that you thought you was going to bully anybody. And I ain't going like that for your temper. So what's up? We can go to the box to show you I ain't scared. Now we at the box. Told you what I did my second day once I seen... I got to even the playing field, and then people bigger in all of that, so even the playing field ain't even just cuz had one. I need one anyway. I was gonna make one anyway, but that just prompted the urgency. You dig? So now we go to, again, this is just situational, spiraling down. If now I knew dude like we had to go to the box with you, and I would have definitely put that thing up on you. And I know where they hit at, where you gonna leak for a brick. You might not make it to the air vac. I know they hit that with them holes want to bleed out. You're not going to make it to the air vac. Now I'm going to call it 187 in there. But now you ain't going back home off a little short, little bed because you... And then again, at the top of it, this man had to have some mental challenges or mental psychosis. And the only difference is that one is less detrimental than the other. One, you literally could have been born like that, or something is definite about your brain synapses are not regular as a normal person. The psychosis usually can be taken on after birth, and That again, them damages are done because of society or whatever traumas that you're going through, and those are not affecting all your synapses of your brain, but they're causing some synapses to slow down, or for you to block them out so you don't have certain memories in that certain quadrant of your mind, or you don't see things a certain way so you can always feel better about yourself. These are different psychoses that help you not see the world for what it is. So what I mean is that he had one of those and he had both, which one helped the other and the other affected the other and brought him in a deeper, more traumatized state. This is why he should never been in there, because he, whether it was a criminal or whatever they wanted to act like he was a different situation. And because even if he was in a situation where it was criminal that landed him in jail, he probably again was so short-minded or mentally challenged or had so many psychosis that he wasn't thinking straight anyway. So he shouldn't, his penalty shouldn't be a natural penalty of a regular person, because that can lead to other things like him getting stabbed. So anyway, or losing his life. That's just period. There's many ways to skin a cat. That ain't the only way, y'all. You gotta be intelligent. So my thing is that it's sad what we're going through, bro. And we wonder why it's black on black crime, whatever it is, or Tocton on Tocton, dude. And wonder why we can't come to a full loop and have one sound, one mind. I mean, again, I'm not saying we're not gonna have infights. Don't Congress go to their Senate meetings and the Senates be fighting? They be literally fighting in there. They gonna call us savages, but they really be having congressional meetings where they really fist fighting, and they supposed to be in there talking about legitimate politics in Parliament. Come on, bro, it ain't nothing different. Y'all are living their narrative. Y'all are living the narrative they wanted you to create about gangsters, about the streets, about jail, about all of this. Because literally, if you go back to gangs, which is CRIP, Community Revolution of Progress, to even brotherly love overcoming depression, listen to the names. Even to the streets where it started. It was all about overcoming struggle and the oppression that we was getting from a foreign invader called Caucasians, who done forgot that they're foreign invaders to the point that they call themselves Americans now. And they call you African American. Do y'all get what's going on? You missing the war. Wake up. Anyway, let me keep you telling you the stimulating stuff, because y'all want to hear the stimulating stuff. Long story short, the dude never bowed down, they never bowed down. He went around talking to people, trying to get his reasonability out of there. He got quiet for a second, but he had to bring it back up because his ego was in it. Not to mention he's mentally challenged. So the only thing that he has that makes him feel sane is the fact that he think he's gangster, thorough. So when it was about to jump him, and he had to back down like a little wolf, you know, just like a wolf, just like a beast, living like a savage. And he had to back down, not blatantly, but basically he couldn't guerrilla and stomp on him like he wanted to, or go tell cuz, man, go in a box, or the B word to cuz, basically punk him over and let him know that forget what y'all saying. I ain't mean to bully cuz, but it is what it is. What's up? You know what I mean? Basically, since he couldn't bully cuz because them three was about to go into the box and jump. I'm like, what's up then? So he had to calm me down, try to get some campaigning going on and see who was going to jump in for him. It kind of messed with his ego, right? So he let it go for like, again, 30 seconds, 30 minutes, just like the other jump. Then brought it back up. Try to laugh about it, but it was serious, as you about to see. He said, man, that's crazy, you niggas was about to jump me, right? Over that, man. After he done campaigned and reasoned with everybody. He said, yeah, that's crazy, man. Like, y'all niggas, man. Yeah, y'all like you couldn't go to the box by yourself. Keep going with it, even though he laughing it off because he's serious. You like you couldn't go to the box by yourself, bro. Y'all funny, man. This is what we do when we da-da-da. You know, he blood, they blood. You know, he say, nigga, the whoop, whatever, he say something back. Other dude that was going to jump in full cuz was standing right there, and big dude talked to him too, because that's who he was really mad at, because like, he think he could beat both of them one-on-one. The other dude that was going to jump in for him, he like, man, I could punish you one-on-one. So, and I can tell that's his attitude, because that's why he started talking to other cuz too, because he wasn't even talking. He was just going to jump in. It wasn't his argument. He talking to him too, like, yeah, what the whoop getting him into? Like, you was a da-da-da, you want to fight me one-on-one, basically, but you a jump dude whoop. So dude was like, nigga, what? Come to the box. I come to the box with you anytime. With the whoop. You the whoop. Da-da-da. Anyway, long story short, 5 minutes later, the dude says, man, it's whatever, da-da-da. It could be anywhere, or we can square right here. We only got to go in the box with the whoop. Which is almost tipping, but we'll get to that later. Anybody that been there, you know. Anybody that haven't, don't go there. So, like my man Joe Baker said, go listen to Joe Baker stories. Don't go. You don't need to hear these stories to imagine to go. My point of telling this story is so you can hear the knowledge in it again. So anyway, the dude would tell him it's the third incident I've been between two weeks on one pod. Like 20 people. So, you know what I'm saying? Basically the dude targeted the other dude that he felt shouldn't even be faking like he was gonna jump in. Which is cool. I see his tactic, but other cuz wasn't going like that. And basically they end up squaring up. Like, what's up now? Big dude swung some dumb John. I'm like, damn, you can't. That's why I tell you I don't judge a book by his cover. As big as he was, not to judge him off his first hit, because a fight is a fight, and they can hit you with another one and still knock you out. He can hit you with a girl jaw and knock you out. My point is that he didn't have no fighting style or tactic. I can tell from his first hit. So he's just big, and again, ego is protruding and motivating and keeping his stance up as a big dude or as a big dude on the pod. So anyway, or as a threat on the pod. So anyway, he swings. To me now, his hand is open now because I see that he can't really move. The dudes, just the second story that I told you about, the two little dudes going pat, just throwing them jumps more official. But threw that first jump and hit cuz in that blocks. He didn't even make the hit. He threw that jump so stupid. He was trying to back up and see who was going to jump him, I guess. So that's another reason why he threw it like that. I'm not going to say that, matter of fact. He probably threw it like that too because he was trying to hurry but back up just to see who was going to jump him and not get snuck. So he threw it like that. Nigga backed up. Boop. Other dude was like, oh, he slipped a little bit. He didn't get dropped and he really slipped. So where you going now? Come on. So they get to squaring up. Fake throwing on other two dudes that he originally fussing with, and then the dude that was from Florida that's a blood too, jump in. He hurt, part of the YMW Melly jump, nigga from Florida. Jump in. Boom. Get the scrambling, boom, they get to the floor now. Big dude couldn't keep his balance. That's another thing. So that's another reason why I say I know he's not an actual fighter, he just whatever he is. And then the group thing helps you keep your status. The group thing can help a little dude that can't fight keep his status. So of course it's helping him if he big. So he loses balance, fall, and they ain't even had to lose his balance yet. So again, I'm tactical. I used to box and all that, so I know. Anyway, I know he can't really get down. But anyway, he is a big country dude, so he eating them. He ain't affected neither. He just a tussle. He more of a tussle. They fighting, jumping him, boot to boot. CO's taking forever, because again, they understaffed, and they got to call the sheriff because they don't have their own RT team or team to come down and run down and stop fights. This is a jail, not the penitentiary yet. I was like, oh my goodness. Not the penitentiary. They in the jail, but they don't have it. They just call them the sheriffs, and the sheriffs take like 5-10 minutes to come in there deep. So imagine you getting hit up. Imagine you getting jumped or hit up and hit up. Man, anyway. Lucky that they just jumped on him and put paws on him and feet on him. They ain't put the things out. He gets up, get the faking. After they finally coming in and break it up. So yeah, y'all didn't even do nothing. Start laughing. And it's funny because before they came in there, they was taking so long, he was about to give up. When they was stomping him out and they had him on the ground, he couldn't get up. He thought he could get up, he couldn't get up. He was like, oh, all right, y'all got it. Y'all got it, Mo. Y'all got it. Like, he didn't say Mo, we from Mo, but he was, y'all got it, B, y'all got it. Whatever they say, y'all got it, gang. That's what they say, y'all got it. We trying, tell them, all right, y'all ain't got to keep jumping me no more. It's all good. Y'all made y'all point. Y'all ain't going like that. But Saved by the Bell, the sheriffs and them was finally coming. So when he heard them opening the door and coming like back up, he started laughing. That's why I say people be faking. Even in psychosis, and we all are trying to go with the flow of trying to act like we the hardest or we ain't scared to be in a detrimental situation. Well, if that's the case, won't we use that same bravery to take our land back? So anyway, instead of being letting their devices divide us and being in fraction and going against our own selves. But anyway, he starts to laugh it off and gets up because now he's saved by the bell. And yeah, that's what I mean. Numbers is power, and that's what the society or the public has learned. They understand that we the people is society. So when you go into court or jury or all of that, that's the people, and we are the people who supposed to be changing these laws. So we can't say can't blame ourselves. We can't say the person next to me is not to blame for the laws and the disrespect that our people that's called black, which is Negro, are still encountering. Because the people that's beside me, the person that's in front of me, people that live here, white people, I don't care where you at. You all are in America and you benefit off of our land and resources. And if you're not trying to go to your so-called, what we call gov or whatever, because we are the gov, and put pressure on the status or statutes that we have embedded already that discriminates against our people naturally, because of certain things that we naturally used to do, like grow hemp. See what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That's not a violent or a real property crime, or no damage done to somebody's no damage done to somebody's property, which is the only two crimes for real. So all the rest of it is statutory and intellectual infractions or breach of contracts that they call penalties, that they call illegal. See what I'm saying? But they're not real crime or nothing. So anyway, before I get too off subject, he gets up, laugh it off, like, yeah, y'all didn't even do nothing with the whoop, and go. Again, it's the third situation that I seen. Psychosis big and heavy. Crazy what we go through. I'm just in this one with that really, and so the other situations a little, man. I ain't really had no situations. Like I said, I made my poker, and the other thing I was gonna tell y'all earlier was about my poker was that another why I didn't get tried really too, because I ain't doing it on purpose. I literally accidentally dropped my poker because I had it in my boxes. Sometimes I ain't gonna tell you my other job, but I accidentally dropped it, and one of the dudes down there, North Carolina dude, was walking behind me, so he seen me drop it. I was like, "Hey, this yours?" You fucking, and looked at it, and he seen the poker. He said, "Oh," he seen how I made it out the make you look at a fork different. So he said, "Oh snap!" I said, "Yeah, that's me." Took it right out of his hand. Like, give me that. He's like, "Okay, my bad, bro." I'm pretty sure he went to go politic with everybody else and let them know, like, yeah, little DC guy, y'all like got that, Like I said, most of them been to the feds, so they know about DC caught. They know the niggas is stabbing and they know the niggas going all out. So, like I said, the status also will help. So again, this is mainly, whatever you take from it on the gangster tip, street tip, whatever. Protect yourself and understand and have knowledge. But on to intellectual and the overall lesson, I need you to understand why we need group economics, why our main goal, why our one sound, one mind goal should be land, not just getting businesses and so-called having a business that look like you popping on IG. Having land, literally. And then practicing group economics to get property. And then everything else depreciates, so it don't even matter, like cars, unless you're going to rent them out. And anything else is luxury after that. You know what I'm saying? You can't really sell it back out unless it's doing gold and silver. You can get on your gold and silver, and of course stocks. But then you got to be watching stocks, and you got to study algorithm and be watching the news on what's going to go up and what's going to go down. So again, the main currency in America would be data, information. Then it's real estate. Look it up. And as indigenous people or autochthon people, our first business or order of business should be always knowledge, information, land. And then the knowledge to take us on how to build on the land, survey, to make houses and all this other stuff. Science, knowledge, that comes with it. This is why we need that. And we need to promote that. That's the new cool, knowing your degrees, knowing your Fahrenheits, knowing your scientific breaking points and measurements of leveraging weights and weak points and stuff, so we can make houses, decks, and things like that. That's how they make houses. This is how you know how big a floorboard can be, how much weight and load it can hold. You know what I'm saying? These are the mechanics of the mind that we're supposed to be able to use, but we can't use them being malnourished, because we grew up in the hood with Section 8 and lack of opportunities. And then when we say this to somebody, they say it's our fault. No, it's not our fault. Now we're going to start exposing this. We're going to expose this whole society for what it's been doing to our people. That's what we got to start doing. We can't be scared to be vulnerable. We got to use our strength and the emotional strength that we have that has been traumatized. Don't use it to go crazy. Use it as a tool to empower yourself, to fulfill and propel your vehicle or your mission, your transmission, your mission to overcome our circumstances, which is really spiritual and mental. Again, this is why they hit us in different warfares, like biological warfare, chemical warfare. It ain't just physical. this is spiritual. It's a spiritual warfare because spiritual encompasses the body, the mind, and the spirit, I want to say, because the spirit is actually part of your DNA or your light code, but that's a whole other topic. So just know when we say spiritual, it encompasses your whole spirit or soul, your physical, and your mental. And when you start attacking those, you are attacking and getting attacked spiritually, y'all. We got this whole thing where we think it's just spirit is out there by itself. No, you are a walking spirit that expresses itself or have a vibration that is so electrical magnetic that it condenses itself to a solid frequency. And this solid frequency is what you call physical. Phi means perfect. Zikul, kul as in the prefix to the ending of the suffix, which is phi. Cal, which is the caliber. The caliber is phi. You're made out of the phi ratio, the light ratio that spins and rotates and shapes itself at a golden ratio that your DNA builds you off of. That's where you get the physical from, y'all. This is why if you bleed to death, you feel like, oh, like you're dreaming and going into more of a dream, because you are. This might be a dream, but anyway. Check out the Hindu sign, the Sanskrit sign for dream, the Om sound. The Om sound is a vibration that been the sun's vibration since the day one of the sun. And what happens is the ancient ancestors happen to know that the sun makes the Om vibration before we even had all this technology. So again, are we smarter now, or was we smarter then, and we getting dumber now? But yeah, man, I think I'm in that, man. This is part 3 of the psychosis, man. It's weird, bro. You know what I mean? We fake get emotional on TV and fake want to help people, but then when it come down to helping people, we want to mind our business and not help people because why? We on a short string ourselves, so I get it. But then once you gotta get that, you should be as a human and think for the future, not like an animal and think for the now. And with that being said, you should have to think, why the heck do we have to keep being so stringed along or have such a short string that I can't even help people along the way, including even most of my family. And this is what creates a destruction between our family and the isolation between family and intermediate family from cousins and grandma and all that, because we're working for somebody else's interest for 8 to 10 hours a day, depending on the recession or the period of time that the society is in, which right now we're in a mini recession, so everybody's working a natural 10 to 12 hours, but we expect to be close to the family. We expect the family to be honest and truthful and not to need nothing and then not feel bad and figure out that we ain't calling each other only when we need something and we not too, y'all don't think that's gonna break us apart? Then you got these same people who took over your land and we so-called agree with them and like how society is going, but we can't forgive our own people and just move on like we did with them, these foreigners, and live society and keep living and thriving. They come up with some type of compensation for everybody. Again, not compromise, not get taken away for, but get added to. Since we all got to deal with the same situation, why can't we do that? We did it with, again, the foreign people. Because we scared, we doing it out of fear. This is why we need to spread love. Because if we start doing things out of love, then we wouldn't have the opposite effects, which means we wouldn't have the emergencies or the do so when we have to do so. It'll be done because we want to do it. And it'll be done because people are genuine these days. But no one's genuine, and that's the problem. Then the genuine people who are absorbed. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man, watch out for these mental psychosis. Eat good, eat your nutrition, your iron, your magnesium, your phosphate, your phosphorus basically is what I'm telling you. Your silica, your calcium, your amino acids, your omega-3s, your manganese, your potassium, folate, your 12 salts that I got in my other video. Go check my other video out. Your 12 salts would make up the structure of water and minerals, plus the sunlight. They help your vitamin D, which is calcitriol. So we're not photosynthesis, we're photovoltaic. We don't have photosynthesis, it's a different process. Photovoltaic means we take the sunlight and make energy out of it, which we do. The sunlight strikes our skin, the photon strikes our melanin, and the melanin has what we call tyrosinase in it, which uses copper to conduct that electricity. We literally are made out of copper, the copper colored people, to conduct that electricity so we can start calcitriol. Which has calcium in it. Calcitriol is a chain of lipids and fats, which we don't use really or have. I mean, fats we don't have a lot. Our fats is used for sugar or our immune system, which is our lipid. The only thing that's right about the immune system, or that is true about the immune system, is that it's our lipid. Our lymphatic system is ran by pressure. And the pressure that is usually ran by is exercise, temperature change, and all this extreme pressurized system is getting moved by what we call fats or lipids. And my point is that this calcitriol helps strike for energy and helps strikes to eliminate, which is detoxification for us. This is why we can't compare ourselves to the old people who was eating pork back in so-called slavery days to nowadays, because they didn't even have our curriculum and they was detoxifying all the time. And they wasn't eating meat all day. Remember, meat wasn't all day like us. We go to the store and buy this fake meat all day. Y'all haven't wondered where is it coming from? They had to fast. Ask your grandmother who didn't have a refrigerator. I asked mine. They had to fast and use preserved jellies and stuff and eat on that for like 2-3 days for a week before they can even eat meat again. This is where we got cooking on Sundays from. Meat wasn't luxury as it is. Meat was a necessity for if you had to fulfill your hunger for a whole week, or make sure you go on a scarce diet because you didn't have your greens grown yet or your vegetation grown yet. Like, y'all people gotta know what y'all talking about, man. But that's part 3 of the psychosis, mental dysfunctions. All this ego stuff that our people are going through. And I want y'all to know that is the spirit. That is the difference between angels and demons. Is which spirit that you're harnessing and channeling at that time. I'm gonna end it there. Catch y'all later, man.